Okay. Hello, everybody. Gonna do a quick audio check because I'm so bad at live streaming. But okay. Hello, everybody. I think we're good. Sorry about the echo. Let me throw on chat here. Chat. There we go. All right. You can join me on Discord as well. So there's a QR code. Go check that out. There's a channel called Live Stream. So you can pop in there, or you can just chat wherever you're at, LinkedIn, X, YouTube, wherever you might be. I'm going to be doing some coding today. I just created a new quotas module this week to help you, basically like query the quota for all the things. So I wanted to kind of clean that up a bit, add some documentation, add the Terraform docs, like pre-commit automation using GitHub Actions, which I have implemented in my compute SKU module, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I definitely want to add this to my GitHub AT-AT so that whenever I create a new module library, I can just use my GitHub AT-AT to include this as part of the template, because it's just kind of annoying that I have to set it up myself every time. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing. Yeah, let me throw on, I guess I'll throw on my screen here. There we go. All right. So this is my quotas module, and just kind of picking up where I left off. I didn't really look too deep at all the stuff that came back, but you can see there's stuff in here like for other services that are not virtual machines. I was gonna look and see if I could find Cosmos. It seems like it's all CRP related. So there's availability sets, dedicated vCPUs, cores, which cores is just like, I think, just a catch-all for no matter what family you're in. Yeah, it just looks like it's all CRP, which oh, I do kind of remember the other day. Here's the module, and this is probably the reason, right? Interesting. So I'm kind of wondering if I can enhance this. So I had very, very low expectations for feature add today. I was just going to go add the docs and stuff, but I'm wondering if I can replace the RP here, the resource provider, which I suppose I'd have to do it in both the type and the resource ID. I'm wondering if I could come back like with Microsoft.DocumentDB for Cosmos, or whatever, or maybe I could provide, some of the RPs out of the box, to let you look up, the whatever particular RP. I'll have to go look at the documentation. And that's one of the things I probably should have thrown the REST API, because now I'm going to have to go look it up again. Azure REST API quota reference. I'm really bad at documenting my modules. I need to get better at that. But especially with these like AZ API modules, I should probably throw in, what documentation like I looked at to go figure it out. Oh, here we go. Referenced. Actually, I probably should RTFM a little bit here, just to refresh my memory banks. So, not super useful. Ooh, so that you know, I was not certain that I could hit the capacity. I might be able to hit capacity, you guys. This looks pretty sick. So I could do quota and capacity. OMG, that would be sweet. Because sometimes you might have quota in a given region, but there isn't capacity, right? So you might go ask for it, and you're technically allowed to it, but if there's a crunch in that region, then you're going to be in trouble. Now this is an interesting tidbit. So the Terraform account, like if you're going to use this module, like and one of the goals that I had set out was to automate like the request of the quota, so that when you try to provision something, it would automatically go get the quota that you needed, which would be pretty cool. But it seems like you would like and of course you're going to need RBAC to be able to do that. So this kind of looks like it's least privilege role that the Terraform user would need in order to be able to do quota requests. So that's a bit more of a complex scenario. And honestly, I'm not sure if I can get all that done, and it depends on chain, especially for input variable validation, which is kind of the genesis of, of all these little AZ API modules that I'm working on. And I was talking to Matt White on the AZ API channel in on Discord, and he was saying that HashiCorp's official provider specific function guidance is they don't even want it to go hit some third-party service. So my whole idea of creating a function that like actually goes and hits these REST APIs and building it into the provider, because it is basically like getting data from the provider. Sounds like HashiCorp's current thinking is they don't like that because they want the function to return quickly and not have issues. So I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I understand where they're coming from, but there's so many useful things that could be done much more concisely using a function. Especially like all the local caching and stuff. Like you don't have to use the local provider. You can just drop into Golang and just do what you want. It seems like it would be a good use of effort. So I'm definitely going to have to check that this Microsoft.capacity RP resources. So these resource types look like they might be interesting. Of course, it looks like it's related to reservations. So I'm not sure if I can truly get capacity, other than like reserve capacity. So let's go look at Mr. Quota here. I feel like I might be in the wrong spot. This does not look like the documentation that I had. Let's go look at my AZ API. Come on, Safari. Like, you need to chill with me. Watch me do window management. So, subscriptions. Yeah, the problem is I kind of need like a lot of horizontal space. Subscriptions, sub ID, providers, Microsoft.compute. Yeah, I don't think I'm in the right spot. I'm in like this Microsoft capacity land. Oh, well, that's why, because I'm under reserve VM instance. So I need to be under quota. And this is why I should update the documentation with the link to like where I got this from. Yeah, docs. This module uses the AZ API provider to query the Quota REST API, the Azure Quota. REST API to obtain the quota for a given subscription within a given region. And then I have to cite that tabs HTTP. I guess so. Yeah, that makes sense. So the question is, like, can I? Yeah, this looks good. So the scope. If I go back to my code, right? What is my scope? A scope is everything before providers.microsoft quota, which that's this resource ID. Interesting. So let's just slam this into an input variable. Resource provider. I butchered that, didn't I? Whoops. I swear I've had my coffee today. And I'm just going to, this is one, right now I'm not going to set a default, okay? But I definitely, like, if this works, this is definitely like an input variable that I would want to provide valid values for, right? I don't know if I'll be able to look up the valid values, but we can do this in the example, which will make it easier, right? So now I need to just pump out the resource for it. Now, the only problem is, like, will different versions of will different RPs have a different API number? That I don't know about that. I mean, this should work, like, because literally I did the whole Indiana Jones thing, and I swapped it out, and it's literally the same. I put the gold statue back, right? I put the gold statue back. So this is a big nothing burger. It's gonna do whatever it did last time. My office is extremely hot. All right. So not a big surprise there. So let's replace this with Document TV. Let's just go ask ChatGPT. Give me some resource provider codes for Azure services that I may want to request, bloody barnacles, request quota for. Let's just see what it comes back with. It thought of a lot more than I probably could have thought of. That's fun. Nice. So we can try some of these and see if this works. So Microsoft Compute is our go-to. Let's go ping, Document DB. Yeah, that should be good. So let's try that. Let's just see what happens. Ooh, it might want a capital B. I thought it was a lowercase b, but bloody barnacles. What is going on here? Okay. Bad request. Document DB. Let's hope it's just the DD. Let's just hope it's the lowercase b. Maybe it's case sensitive. Because if this only works for Microsoft to compute, that would be a big bummer. It looks like it might. Does the documentation say anything about that? I mean, in the top level docs, it generically says scope. So I'm guessing different RPs are going to need to get on board with this in order for them to be able to be queried. Why am I here? Oh, wrong tab. Damn. Like, I thought I left this place. Now I'm back. Take me away. Take me away for network. Yeah, man. So okay, maybe I just picked the wrong one. Yeah. And then let's check the API. 2023 February. Okay. So maybe I got unlucky, and DocumentDB doesn't support it yet, but network does. Let's try that. And let's just double check. Subscriptions, providers, Microsoft.network. Yeah, this is working. This is working. Okay. Baller. Sweet. Wunderbar. So I at least know that it works for different resource providers. So that's a positive, right? Okay. So, oh dear God, what is all this? Azurite. Why are we adding this business? Had to git ignore. All right, so let's get rid of all that stuff. Do these have anything in common? I guess anything that start. Did I get it? Yeah, no. Azurite DBQ something. Let's just add a wild card there. Ah. Oh my gosh. I'm fumbling over the keyboard. That should get them both. Wonderful. So, yeah. So I guess if I define a locals, right, I could put my locals, and I could just create a local for resource provider. Let's just say valid. Resource providers equals, I might want to call it supported. Yeah, let's try that. I don't like the order of them. It's kind of annoying. Let's do I'm OCD, right? And let's make sure, yep, we're requiring 1.9, wunderbar. And let's just be like, all right, validation. Let's see. Can, blah, blah, blah. I don't like that really, but I do like the way that it wrote the error message. So that's kind of cool. But I'll just say contains list. Oh, that's nice. IntelliSense. Beautiful. So the list is my local.valid resource providers, and then the thing that I'm looking for is my resource provider. So let's just try that. So I am using the feature of 1.9 because I'm referencing something outside of the variable, right? Previously, you'd have to hard code that list of string constants in this condition, which I can't tell you how much that sucks. But all right. Yeah. So I'm pretty happy about that. Let's try. Let's try storage. You know, honestly, I'm curious. Should come back. Not super useful. Just how many storage accounts can you have? Okay. All right, let's try web. Now this is going to go big claim because it's not in my valid list, right? So, I mean, this allowed me to do some manual testing, right? So must be one of these, which it's not. So let's go add that. Actually, let's just remove the validation while I'm like figuring this out. Commenty, outie. Let's just try a few of these and see if we can get a few added. What is that? Oh Lord. So we have a problem here. When I'm parsing the output, I'm getting multiple keys. So that's not cool. This is a major problem, you guys. Like, I can't output that as a map anymore. I have to output it as an array, which kind of sucks. So just throw in some squigglies, get rid of that. So now I have to say the name and then the limit. Let's clean this up a tad bit. So the reason why it's pissed is because you can, in a map, you can't have duplicate keys. In an array, there is no key. There is no spoon. Oh, yeah. My outputs, I have to update. Oh, jeez. It's no longer a map, so I have to say quota. I'll just say Q. This sucks, man. I mean, it was pretty convenient having it as a and then I have to say if return Q if Q dot limit, so I can just copy pasta. Now, I can't remember why some of these were. Oh yeah, I remember. I mean, I can't return a map anymore, really. But I can return an array. IntelliSense always fights you when you try and change the for expression. But I probably shouldn't just return that. I should probably return the name. Did I even call it name? I can't remember. Yeah, I did call it name. All right, that should make us happy again. Is there nothing going to come back? That'd be a little sad. And what am I returning? Available names. Can I just say, let's just return the output. because like we're doing some pretty serious testing right now. I just want to see what comes back in all its grandeur. Whoa. And the limit is 0. That's probably why. So I probably just need to return. So it's parsing it correctly. Maybe I just return all. Yeah, how about that? All. And then I don't apply filter. Yeah. And then I can just say all names. And remove the filter. And then let's return all, because I don't want to return the JSON. It's not cool. It's not cool at all. Ah, that's one way to cancel out a Terraform apply. A few folks on YouTube. Hey, what's up, everybody? You guys are lurking, being shy. Just working on my quotas module, trying to get it to work with other resource providers, which so far I've been successful. I've added a new parameter for the resource provider type, as can be seen here, right there, which is really cool, because now in my module I can pass in what resource provider I want quotas for, and it'll give me all the things, which is cool, which is super cool. Now the question is, should I turn this into like a multi-module repo and have like one module that gets it for one resource provider, and then another, like a wrapper module that reuses that module to get all of the quota? I mean, that would be quite a few API calls, but I mean, if it might save you some time if you're trying to do that, but I don't know. Like, what do you think? Should I wrap this with like a I guess what would you call it? Like a Papa module or a Mama module that basically calls all of the submodules in it, you know? So what that would kind of look like would kind of be like this. Let's create a new folder. And let's just say, what should I call this? Entire region, all quota for region. It's kind of a long name, but I for demonstration purposes, I feel like I want to show you what I'm talking about. So we need the versions here. Yep. Wonderful, wonderful. And now what I'm going to do is, just like in my example, I'm going to reference this guy, but I'm going to say, you know, I actually need like the local. This is not super beautiful, but kind of sucks actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to iterate across all these things in here. Now maybe I should make this like a map, right? This is a handy like use of ChatGPT. Convert this local into a map using a for expression. If you are not familiar with for expressions, you know, converting into a map is a common thing, right? So ChatGPT does a phenomenal job of this. So it just got confused. It's not a local. So I just need to make it a local. So this is the report. So it's using the, so when you're converting an array into a map, you need to have a key and you need to have a value. And so it's just taking the value within the array, making that the key, which makes sense. You want that to be the key. And then it's just using the index of that in the array as the value, right? So it really doesn't matter. I guess, you know, if maybe that's more efficient than just like RP. I mean, you could do the same thing there. Doesn't super matter. I wonder if it matters, like if the index changes. Probably shouldn't matter because the for each is triggering off of the key of the map, right? So I'm just going to say for each that thing, right? I should always, okay. And so now we need to go each.key, and we are going to return a whole bunch of these quotas, right? Output result equal value, Valkyrie. Is it output? I thought it was result. Yeah, it's result, but I don't want that. Oh God! So I got to declare all this crap. This sucks. Let's just do like one. Okay, I just want to do all. Right. So let's just do all, and we're gonna grab it from module.quotas. Module.quotas. Dot. What do I want? What do I want from you? I guess all. Yeah, I just want all. No, I mean, I have to create an example for. To create an example for this one. All quota for region. So let's go. So we're going to go up 2 folders. We're going to go down into modules. We're going to go all quotas for region. We're going to get rid of that. And all quotas for region should have a variable, but it's only going to have the location, right? I mean, that should be good. Oh, it's probably because okay. Terraform VNet. Haven't loaded the module. I don't know why it's like all pissed off right now. You know? Because it definitely did I confuse IntelliSense here? Like I don't get it. Like IntelliSense is so confused. And I don't know if I want to do that. Because I think I've already done that. So yeah. That's one of the problems. I probably just have to spend some brain cycles like trying to decide. Oh. So this is my module. So let's just ask, I have this module and it outputs a list of quota objects. Because I'm using the for each, I want to return all the collections together. So it'll be one big happy list of quotas. I might have to use some helper function to like flatten. Yeah. Stole my thunder, man. And I guess it wants me to use a for expression, which is probably what I should have done. Oops. So this is my module that does all the stuff. So I'm just going to steal that a little bit. Module.quotas. And then, yeah. So that should be good. They all have the same structure. So it should work. It's just, it might be tricky. Like, oh, did I, yeah, it's the quota instance. Yeah, I'm sorry. We had a, all right. Yeah, q.all, that should be it. Module.quotas. Module.quotas. I'll probably rename that eventually. I'm just finding all sorts of scope creep here, man. You know, like, what did I start with? I was like, yeah, I just want to. Oh yeah, I just wanted to add documentation. That's all I wanted to do. And then now, if I'm going to do this, I probably need to add the RP, right? Yeah, that, because this is going to get super confusing when you don't know what the RP is. Oof. So unfortunately, the outputs won't have the RP unless I produce the RP as the output, because I'm just iterating across the quota output. I think I might need a nested for expression, or like I include the RP as part of the output here, right? Which I think makes probably a lot more sense. Resource provider, and then I just say, yeah, there you go. That based. This is the way. This is so much cleaner. I don't have to do crazy nested expression. Like I'm already like outputting it now, and it's all going to be there. Solves so many upstream problems. Look at that, beautiful. I love it. Wunderbar. Now, if only I had a way to like collect all the the master list of resource providers, then I wouldn't have to hard code them everywhere. That's kind of sucks. This is pretty sick. It's actually pretty fast too. Like, here I am making 3 REST calls. Actually, it hasn't started yet. Okay, now it's doing it. See this? Like, there's 3 REST calls. You can see. Oh, the output is so long. I have to scroll up. There it is. Where is it? Oh my gosh. Okay. There, you can see each of the modules. So I'm for eaching through each of the modules. I have an instance of the baby module here that the baby module basically just goes and talks to one RP and says, "Give me the quota for you, Mister," and then it returns your quota. The Papa module or the Mama module, whatever, right? The Mama module iterates across the RPs and creates an instance of the baby module for each RP, and then coalesces it. That's the right word, pretty sure. Into a massive output. You know, this is the coalescing part. Like I'm flattening all of these arrays. So each instance. So module.quotas. Quotas is a module block that has a for each iterator. And I'm just saying I'm running a for expression. So for each instance of that module block, go grab the output all, which is an array or a list, which has 3 attributes: name, limit, and RP, which you can see down here, right? Name, limit, and RP. You think I should shrink that down to RP? Or is it more self-explanatory that when it's all spelled out, you know? I'm kind of the less acronyms is better. That's kind of me. But would love to hear what you guys think. Yeah, and so now, like, I output all that, and you can see I've got compute. I've got lots of compute. Network, there we go, and then storage. There's one little baby storage. Now let's go back to ChatGPT, who's been kind of helping me out here in the wings. Let's add some of these other RPs. And we can just do a lot more stuff here. So I just need to add this to the Big Mama module. Key Vault, web. I tried web. Okay. Wow, it kind of knew. Key Vault. You guys have any other providers that you think I should add that you don't see here? I tried DocumentDB earlier and it failed miserably. I can go back and try that in this. See, I've got an example that does the baby module, and then I've got an example that does the Big Mama module. CD ... what is it called? Available, whatever. Let's try DocumentDB again, see if like it was a fluke. Please, I want DocumentDB to work. I would love to know how many RUs I have. Oh, crap. So mad, man. I want Cosmos DB. I'm so grumpy. Grump. Cache. I don't know. I feel like I kind of hit the big ones. Like, this is fine. This is fine. Let's leave the example with compute. CoinPute. And then this one, you know, for all regions. Let's go back up to that folder. Yeah. This should return more now because I did add Key Vault. Of course, my OCD is kicking in. I'm going to have to reorder these alphabetically. Oh, crap. I added one that's bad. Does it tell me? SQL. Doesn't like SQL. All right. Bye. Bummer. See, my theory is, and I don't know this for certain, if somebody does, you know, please let me know. How can we peer? Oh, Shazad Ansari has entered the chat. Awesome. There we go. how can we peer VNets into 2 different subscriptions using the provider alias? You know, that's a great question. Um, I just did a code review for one of my code ninjas, Dan Kitch. Yo, Dan Kitch. And he had that exact same. He had a solution with that exact same problem. I can show it to you later. Once I finish, I'm at a good stopping point here, so I'm happy to bounce over to that. And I'm going to steal a little bit of thunder from my video. I've scheduled to see. I have like a pipeline of videos that I schedule every Tuesday to come out, because then, like, if I need an off week, I don't have to go rush and produce a video over the weekend or something. Um, wow, looks like. Sorry, I'm playing whack-a-mole right now. I'm pretty sure web works. So these other ones I'm drawing a blank. But so Shazad, let me go show you. I'll pull up GitHub here, and we'll actually go look at Dan's code. Because this is the code review that Dan requested. So if you are a member of my channel and you are part of the Code Ninja tier, this is a humble service that I offer to the community. I will go review your code, and not just like make a video about it, but like you submit a pull request, and you invite me to review it in GitHub, and I will put comments in there, and we'll talk about it. And of course, on the Discord server, there's the dojo where the code ninjas, can chit chat, and we can talk about it more in there and all that stuff. So, if you guys have stuff that you want me to review, this is a good way for you guys to engage with me, on a deeper level. So let's go check this out. So the files changed. And Dan's doing exactly what you're doing. His goal was to create a hub network, and so he's got this virtual network here, which is the hub, and he sets up a firewall, and he's got a subnet in there. And let's see where he puts. So in this connectivity module, he's putting. This is the spoke VNet, which he wants to peer. And the spoke VNet, notice that it's using this provider. There's a provider meta argument. Okay. So when you are targeting a different Azure provider, right, you can tell it which the Azure RM provider is scoped to a given Azure subscription. Which is different than the AWS provider, which the AWS provider is scoped to an account and a region. So, all of our brethren on AWS, they have to use multiple providers whenever they pivot between different regions. We don't have that problem. However, if you are trying to do cross subscription provisioning on Azure, you need to use multiple providers. And so if you go look at where he sets up these providers, he's got, a provider here. And the way you do it is like, this is the default provider. Like if you omit the alias, then it's the default provider. It's the default of this provider type. So Azure RM. So anytime you provision an Azure RM resource and you don't specify the provider, it's going to use this instance of the provider. Now, where does this instance of the provider get its subscription ID and the user ID, the identity that you want to authenticate with? That's all like that. The way he's done it here is the way I normally do it. I inject that configuration to my modules through environment variables. So ARM subscription ID, ARM tenant ID, ARM client ID, ARM client secret will basically use a service principal to authenticate to this Azure RM. Likewise, you can also, if you're developing locally, using this approach, you just do an AZ login, log in interactively with your own account, and then you'll be in business. Like the default provider will pick up your, your identity, and it'll basically be impersonating you. Now down here, he has set up this new provider and given it an alias of connectivity, and he has chosen to hard code the subscription ID in this configuration file to basically say, okay, I know where my virtual hub is, and it's in this subscription, right? So I want the hub network to go into this subscription, and then I want my spoke. So he's created a new provider here called identity, and I want my spoke to be in this subscription. Now in my code review, and you'll see this in an upcoming video, I talk about, an alternative approach, for how he could structure these two modules. Like what would be a more ideal way of structuring this hub and spoke module structure. And really it comes down to cohesion. Like you don't want to have too many interdependencies between the hub and the spoke, right? So in this one module here, you're going to run Terraform apply, and you're going to deploy that stuff. Ideally, you would want to have only hub stuff get deployed with the hub module. And with the spoke modules, because each spoke might be a radically different thing that you attach to the hub, right? I mean, it could be, who knows what's going to go in there. So in each spoke, you want to make sure that to the best of your ability, only stuff that's in that spoke is going to be in that module, with the exception of the VNet peering, right? So if the spoke is going to attach to, a hub network in a different subscription, you can add an alias provider for the hub network subscription, and you're going to have to create a chorus. It's kind of a yin and a yang. Anytime you create a VNet peering, there's got to be two VNet peering connections. One, for the source network, and one for the target network, right? And so you can see that, I think it's in this file. Let's see here. No. It's the VNet peering file. Makes perfect sense. So the yin and the yang, right? The target network, that we want to connect to, we want our spoke to connect to this target network, is going to be the hub network. And so the hub network is in this subscription, which is represented by this provider alias called azurerm.connectivity, right? And the yang to that yin, right, is the spoke peering connection here. And that is in the spoke subscription, which is represented by this azurerm.identity here. So this is how you would go and set up different subscriptions, VNet peering between different subscriptions. Does that help, Shazad? Does that help, man? Hope it does. Making sense. Groovy. Cool. Good question. And definitely, Shazad, look for Shazad must be away from keyboard. But definitely, Shazad, when my video drops reviewing Dan Kitch's code here, check it out, because I go into a lot more depth and detail about what could be done differently, and what I would recommend Dan do differently, which is part of like what the Code Ninja program is all about. Just letting you guys bounce your code off of me, right? And get a different perspective, get a different pair of eyes on your code. So anyways, let's wrap up the updates for the all quota for region module, which I don't know if I like this name. The name kind of sucks. Like all quota for region. Maybe I should just call, maybe like, is it like relative, like all, right? Because when this thing gets declared, and I don't have an example for the module registry. That kind of sucks. Let me fix that. Module registry. I always like to have a module registry example, so that when people like go clone my code, they don't see this ... crap, because then it's like, well, what? How the heck do I use your module, bro? So I always try and include an example that actually uses the published module. Now, of course, you're going to get into a catch-22 a bit. But I need to change to Azure Terraformer. HashiCorp, please make this easier. Like when I'm submitting modules to different organizations, or just somebody tell me what I'm doing wrong. Like I cannot get to my, a different subscription. So here's my quota module, and they give you this little like, this is how you reference this module. Go check it out. And it doesn't look like how I reference in my solution here, right? So, right, we would need to do this on that and delete this guy. And there we go. Now, I just added this input parameter, so this is not going to work. So I'm going to have to add like a v.1.0.0. I'm going to put this in there. Okay. Now, when I release my next version, which is going to be awesome, we are going to add that resource provider, and you're going to be able to get quota for all the different supported resource providers. So yeah, I feel like this is pretty good. This is pretty good. Like I didn't accomplish anything that I originally set out to accomplish, but like I just kept like running into scope creep and just kind of rolling with it, which is fine, absolutely fine and dandy. So yeah, let's probably let me check status. What branch am I on? Am I on main? I'm checking into main. Don't do as I say, not as I do. Git checkout, B feature. Let's say what feature did I add? Quota all RPs. Okay. There we go. Quota for all resource providers. I don't see any nasty files. So I think I'm pretty good. Let's go to GitHub and just go to my quotas module. Let's get this PR started. So the Azurite stuff, I think that's just like something the AZ API provider does. It's kind of whack. So yeah, pretty good. Pretty good with this. Now, the one thing that I wanted to do, I guess I can do it after this pull request, right? Because this is really about the resource provider feature, which I need to add Terraform test. Okay, like I'm way behind the times here, but where am I right now? CD. I'm in. So this module works. It returns all quota for a given region, which is baller, totally baller. Of course, I'm limited by the RPs that support it, but yeah, that's pretty wicked. Let me check the available names. This should still work. Yeah. Okay. Let me check module registry v1.0.0. Let's go. Pull those providers, man. Let's go. All right. Just having some tea, some iced tea. Quotas, yeah. See, I knew there would be something. All. So yeah, I'm kind of mixing. So I think I need to look for available. Yeah. Available. So you got to test. Now I need to start adding Terraform test. Not quite there yet, but we're gonna add Terraform docs. Okay, that's what I originally started out and wanted to do. See, now I love how this is a map. That is so nice. However, as we saw when I added the additional resource provider, that doesn't work, right? That doesn't work. Now, maybe I could massage the output. You know, I could group by RP, and then within the RPs it'll work. That could be something that I could do. You know, now like rather than concatenating them and just what? Oh yeah, yeah. I can't. I can't. I can't. Also, I should probably fix that, right? Because if it's your first time using the quota RP, like you're going to have to do that. But once you do it, you don't have to ever do it again. So I should probably build that into my examples. Okay, so let's have this module registry fixed. And let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Fixed it. Fixed it. I still don't like this name. What should I call it? Just all? So if does this make sense? If I do, if like, so this does a single resource provider in the next version. I haven't published it yet. So you go quotas, Azure RM, nothing. And that's like the baby module. Now, if I'm going to do the Papa module or the Mama module, right? All it would basically be like /all quotas /modules /all quota for region. I don't like that. So maybe I just say all providers or entire region or just all. Maybe all. And should I put it into I kind of feel like I have to put it into a modules folder because then if it's just all, it'll get lost in the crowd. See, and this is where like I don't like putting like if I'm going to do a multi-module repo, I don't like having one in the root and then having another like and it's just kind of whack. It's kind of wacky. You know what I mean? Like there should be like this module right here that's in the root should be like in the modules directory for like a single RP, right? That's my opinion. But I don't know. What do you think? Technically, this is canon. And technically, this all module should probably be someplace else. I think all is not good enough. I should just call it all resource providers. Yeah. Rename Big Mama module. Okay. And the Big Mama module basically references the baby module. Ooh, that's bad. I hard coded the region in there. I need to pass through the location. That's super bad. Whoops. So like if you were to call the Big Mama module, like you're always gonna get a West US 3. Sorry. Every other region's out of business. Like people will be like, East US, why is my quota for East US the exact as my West US 3 quota? I'm so confused. Pass through location, please. Right. There we go. There we go. That's the ticket. All right. I think we're good. Now I'm gonna merge this, push a tag. Yeah, just merge. Let's go. Let's go. Beautiful. I love it. All right. Git checkout main, git fetch all. Got to pull the latest. Right. All right. Why is it all colorful like a Christmas tree? It's messed. Git tag v1.0.1. I don't know. It's a pretty big update. You know, it's not a patch. Git push origin tags. All right. Now let's add an example for 1.1. Once the tag gets pushed, let's go. Come on, push that tag. Let's. How hard is it to push a tag, man? Push that tag. Come on. Kill me. Absolutely killing me, dude. Oh, I don't have access. Okay. I think my internal firewall like gets pissed off whenever I use SSH to connect to GitHub. And it sporadically gives me these like operation timed out because it's trying to hit a GitHub IP address. And my firewall is like super pissed off about it. It's really annoying, actually. I might have to fix that off screen. Be like, firewall, stop. You're killing my live stream. You're just killing my live stream. Like, it's embarrassing. It's all your fault, firewall. Yeah, I swear to God, it is pissed off. I need to go to like system log, security detections. Yeah, it is so mad at. Yeah, there we go. Let's try that. Now this one will probably have to fail. Oh my gosh, it worked. Thank you, firewall. Golly. It does not like me making SSH connections to GitHub, man. It's just freaking annoying. Oh man, I thought I missed Columbus Code and Coffee, but it's next week. That's what I thought. Wacky. Chat's pretty quiet today. Don't be shy. Say hello. There's a couple folks on LinkedIn. There's a couple folks on YouTube. Shazad got his question answered. I don't bite, you guys. Hard. All right, let's see here. I wanted to add the sample for 1.1, v1.1.0. Copy pasta. Let's copy some pasta. Let's copy some pasta, eh? Now, I'm going to have to pass in the resource provider this time. Yep. Which is still going to be super cool, though. Dakin, what's up, yo? Say I want to develop Azure AD enterprise applications, and I made one manually. Trying to duplicate that in Terraform has been hard because there's such a difference in the provider and the Azure portal. Yeah. Dude, I'm not trying to like get in trouble or anything, but like we're a big company. People like to rename things. So like over the years, I mean, Entra you know, Entra is a classic example of that. But like, um, there have been so many like nouns that have like been like renamed to totally different things, and then different attributes on those nouns have like changed. So I feel you, Doc, and like it's not easy to do the mapping between the GUI, especially in Entra ID. We have this problem in Azure, but not as bad as Entra ID. But like there is definitely like a mapping exercise that's like pretty difficult to go from the GUI to um, the Azure AD resource provider, the Azure AD provider. I think also a part of that is that unlike with Azure, where we have the ability to like export JSON that describes, basically what Terraform's doing, but using ARM, then you have some non GUI code that probably more closely aligns with the Terraform resource, even though those diverge as well, on the Azure side. But in Entra ID, there's no real like way to emit the metadata to describe it, right? As far as I know, but I totally feel you on that, Dockin. Working with imports, yeah. I mean, I would. So disambiguation. That's a big word, but that's basically what you're talking about. It's like, how do you disambiguate? We're using big words here. Um, like a like the way something's described on the GUI with the way something's described the um, in the Terraform provider. My a couple other things. So Dawkins says, thanks. Well, that helps. Confirms my difficulties are real. They are real, bro. And plus I feel you, man. So what could help you with the mapping puzzle is this is a tick. I don't know if I might be like being Captain Obvious here, but like if you go to like the module library, providers. Let's go to Entra. I mean Azure AD, and let's just like pick a funk. Like, do you have a resource type? Enterprise applications, right? You said enterprise applications. So was it enterprise applications? Huzzah! Yes. So is there an E? There's no E. Yeah. So I already probably stumbled into what you're running into. Enterprise. Yeah. So applications. So I think have I just stepped in it? Yeah, dude. Yeah, I totally stepped into it. Yeah, so exactly. So what I would do is I would go grab this, right? This is super sneaky. Okay. And if I'm being Captain Obvious here, I apologize. But I do this all the time. I'll go search all of GitHub. Okay. And then I will go to code. By default, it searches repositories, but searching the code is super useful. And then, sometimes you'll just hit stuff and it's like, bam, but like sometimes you might, if it's a more obscure thing or a more ambiguous term, you might have to hit like, show me all the HCL code on the planet that uses this thing. And, this is a bit of a grind. Full disclosure, this is a bit of a grind. However, in the absence of like, some really generous internet stranger that like implements exactly what you want, you're probably going to have to go look at like other internet strangers that are just trying to get their work done, and maybe they found the magic, through trial and error, right? The magic configuration that is similar to what you're trying to achieve, right? Um, so like you'll find many, many, many different examples, and then that might give you some clue, right? Especially if somebody documents their HCL, um, what different attributes are being used for, right? Like, and what valid values are for these things. What's up, Tony? How's it going, man? Welcome. Tony's on LinkedIn. We got Dakin on YouTube, and Shazad from YouTube. I've been working on my quota module and then just kind of answering questions from the audience. So just kind of chilling on chilling on a Saturday. Yeah, no worries, Dakin. Yeah. This is an extremely like common search technique that I use. I use it all the time. It's pretty helpful. And it's frankly often more reliable than ChatGPT. As you can see, like I've been using ChatGPT on this, on this little journey today. ChatGPT is a great tool, but there's no guarantee ChatGPT is going to work, right? So, like if you go look at somebody's code, you might have to kind of unwind their ball of yarn, so to speak. Like, look at this guy's, he's using locals, right? So who knows where those locals are? Like, so I'll have to, well, I mean, this is pretty simple, right? Actually, no, there's, so the, you might have to go look at over here and like, oh, okay. So now I've got to like build a mental model of like what this guy's doing with locals. And some people use locals, like, and it's not like some people like it is very common for people to use locals to do rather complex intermediate steps. So kind of composing a mental model, of what somebody's doing with locals can be pretty challenging. So uh, this looks pretty simple though. Like you just pop over here and it's just hard coded strings and values, right? So there you go. Varun, hello. When do we use the local resource block? Well, the local resource block has, it's basically one of those like Swiss Army knife type things that, um, you know, you, I haven't had to use it in a really long time, which is like a really nice thing. But like if you go here, it's part of like HashiCorp's utility providers. I also covered the null the null provider. Actually, all of these utility providers I cover in my book, Mastering Terraform, which is open for pre-orders and on Amazon, so you can go look it up. Mark Tinderholt, Mastering Terraform, and I cover these utility providers because I don't feel like a lot of people talk about them, um, or they talk about like one and they don't really look at like them in depth and like with real world examples. But null, right, the null resource provider, it's basically, it allows you to create kind of like a waiting step, right? So it's most commonly needed when honestly there's like bugs. There's bugs in your provider, or there's bugs in the platform that you're trying to automate, where there's areas of friction that aren't easily like smoothed over by Terraform's like orchestration. And so you as the as the author, as the Terraform developer, have this as a tool in your toolbox to basically inject places where you can add, you know, local scripts that you want to execute, or you know, time delay, um, to accommodate for the bugs or problems, or the those rough patches within your provider. um, Cloudhawk, what's up, man? How's it going? So I hope that helps, Arun. Like, one back in the day, early days of Azure RM, I recall having to use the null resource, like, for, I think, like, Azure Functions, because there was something that Azure Functions did asynchronously, where it didn't actually report back a piece of data that I needed. So, and then there was some other resource within my Terraform code that needed that data, right? And it didn't come back, right? So, like, the null resource kind of allowed me to provision, that Azure function resource, and then draw a dependency, like, on the so have my null resource draw a dependency on the Azure function. So basically, I'm like, all right, the null resource is only going to be provisioned once the Azure function is provisioned, right? And then inside my null resource, like, I'm going to write a script or something to, like, use the Azure CLI command to go query this Azure function, because that Azure function resource doesn't have an output that with this piece of data that I need. And so this null resource is going to, basically wait until the thing's provisioned, allow me to totally hacktastically insert some script to go query the resource that I know is provisioned now, right? And go get that piece of data that I need, and then continue on, right? And then the other resource that needs that piece of data draws a dependency on the null resource, right? And so that null resource basically acts as kind of the middleman between these two resources, and kind of just smooths things over between them, right? Um, and then, like, depending on how nasty things are, like, you can kind of chain null resources together, if you or null resources and other data sources, or other utility providers, like the external provider or something like that. Like, you can chain this stuff together, and, like, it's pretty nasty. And then another way that I use the null resource, which I think is pretty common, is, like, you just inject time. Like, hey, I need 10 seconds, right? So let's just, like, provision resource A, draw a dependency on resource A, and again, this is an example of where the provider is just kind of jacked, right? There's a bug in the provider, whatever provider it is, right? And the provider, like, returns back, like, hey, this thing, resource A, is done and ready, but it's not. And it's not. And the provider's lying to you. And so you're like, all right, so we're just going to, like, wait 10 seconds after the provider tells me this thing's done. And then I'm going to continue mission with all the stuff that I want to do. So, yeah. But these utility providers, like, especially like null resource, like, it's literally designed to be generic enough that you could do whatever the crap you want with it. But it's always used in those situations where you want to inject some hacktastic thing that does something in between two resources, right? So Cloudhawk says, just checking in, hanging out to learn. Hope all is well. I pre-ordered 2 copies. Bro, man, Cloudhawk's going to be, like, double fisting my book, man. He's going to be, like, reading out of both hands, man. Well, oh, okay. One for myself and one for a good friend of mine. Okay. So he's not going to be double fisting. Okay. So I jumped to conclusion. Let me put away my jump to conclusions, Matt. Loving Terraform and Azure. Yeah, man. Terraform is an amazing thing, and it is a beautiful, beautiful way to automate Terraform. So, Daweed, man. Good day. I'm struggling with something like this. I can't see what you posted, man. It just says this. Sentinel policies, Varun. I wish I could. I don't know a lot about Sentinel policies. I'd have to go RTFM. Let me go look up Sentinel. I actually have not used Sentinel. Oh, are you talking about? So this is tricky. This is tricky because there's like an Azure Sentinel, and then there's like a Terraform Cloud Sentinel. So which one are you? What Sentinel? Oh, and then they're X-Men. They have Sentinels, which have policies about how to apprehend mutants and collect them and put them in distribution centers. So, like, I'm being a dick, but what Sentinels are we talking about, Varun? Because I don't know enough. Where am I trying to go here? Why am I so confused? Let's go look at Sentinel in Azure. Sentinel. See, I'm pretty sure Sentinel has like policies. Threat intelligence indicator. Power BI connectors. Yeah. So Sentinel has all these connectors. So yeah. So okay. So the Azure Sentinel, I think, is like some security, some multi-cloud security scanner thing, which is different than HashiCorp's Sentinel. Oh, Gregory's popping in the members lounge. What's up, Gregory? I see you typing. Yeah, look at this, folks. There we go, man. Oh, that kind of popped up out of nowhere. There we go. Gregory Mirsky. Oh, I'm glad you covered up the addresses, Gregory. I didn't even notice that. Oh my gosh, I was about to dox both of us. Oh, thank you. Just shared this on the live stream. Glad you covered up the addresses. Boy, do I feel sheepish. Ooh, sheepish. There we go. Boom. I'm talking to Gregory over in the members lounge on Discord. So I brought back these awesome stickers. Can I like save this? I don't know, it's kind of dangerous, man. Like, kind of dangerous. But yeah. So where is this? Where is this image? Downloads. Sorry guys, I'm trying to show this image. I'm trying to pull it up. There you go. Boom. So yeah, so this sticker right here, isn't that sick? So I got this sticker. I picked up a bunch of these stickers at the where am I? Yeah. I picked up these stickers at HashiCorp Sydney. So this thing originated in Sydney, Australia, and it came all the way back to me in my luggage. I got a whole stack of these, and I offered them to my members of the channel because they support me. I appreciate that. So I try and do little things like this on top of like what's included in the membership. Which for Azure Terraformers is just like, thank you for supporting me. Shout out on the channel. But I really appreciate it. Folks like Gregory Mirsky like help out. Greg is actually really cool, man. Like he submitted a couple pull requests on some of my open source projects. So awesome. Forever USA, baby. Let's go. But these are the hug stickers for Columbus, Ohio. So representing CBus. And then this is just a Terraform sticker. I collected a stack of these from HashiConf like a long time ago. So yeah, man. So trying to hook up my members. So what do we got here? Oh yeah, you're talking about. So Varun's talking about Sentinel, Sentinel like HCP cloud. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. Like I don't know much about. I don't know about. I don't know much about Sentinel. Like I haven't used it. I haven't used it. And I, working at Microsoft, like we don't use HCP cloud. We use Azure DevOps all internally. So it's I will have limited opportunities to go use it because we have our own stuff internally that we use. But yeah, this so it is kind of cool to see like some of these 3P offerings. Like I love it when we do multi-cloud stuff because I truly believe that you know uh, you a leader in the cloud should put aside like this zealous like thou shalt only use my services, right? And should be like, yeah, like you're going to be doing stuff on AWS, you got S3, you got CloudTrail, like that's cool. Let's bring it all together, let's create a single pane of glass. Like I love that sort of stuff. So definitely from like my time outside of Microsoft, like I appreciated like how Microsoft was very open about being multi-cloud. So anyways, back to this. I gotta test this. I gotta test my 1.1 example module. Pulling these providers, man, it's just killing me. Let's go. And I'm probably gonna wrap up here pretty soon. Unless the audience starts like slamming me with questions, So let's see here. All right. Yep, working. Works. I should probably add another sample. Let's just say CRP. And let's just say all. So we're going to return the CRP. And then we're going to return all. And it's going to be a wonderful day. So we're going to have all. Oh, that's kind of weird, right? So let's just call this like West US 3 because we're basically going to return all of the quota for West US 3. And I need to reference //modules/ what did I call it? I forgot. All resource providers. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I think that it's kind of long-winded, but it's like super clear like what the hell it's doing, right? All right, so let's run this. Oh, I gotta run init. Dirt. Gotta run init. All right. Let's go. Boom. Beautiful. Love it. I think we're done. We're not done. I gotta add docs. Okay. Add example for v1.1.0. Now let's add docs. Now this, ooh, that was close. Okay. So I got docs all set up in my, what? Get stat. Am I still in that branch? No, I'm checking into main. Checking into main. Woo. Cowboy land. All right, so let's add some GitHub. Let's add some GitHub profile like stuff here. .github workflows, and I'm just going to copy pasta this. Okay. So this is my Terraform docs thing, like mine. Like, I mean, this is like, not that complex. It's not that deep, as my son would say. But we're using the Terraform docs, GitHub action, And we are just referencing the current branch because I want to do it on a pull request. So let's git check out the feature tf docs. All right. And we need a Terraform docs pat token to be set up. Now, if you guys like, I guess I'd have to look into like how I could do this without the pat token, but this is how I've got it working. GitHub action for TF docs. Let's throw that in there. Let's see here. Where am I looking? Yeah. Whoa, that was fast. Basically already done. Now, is it going to run the GitHub action? No, it's not. It is. Oh my, but it doesn't have a pat token, so it's going to be really pissed. I'm sorry, GitHub. I'm sorry, my friends on GitHub. We don't have the pat token yet. So I got to go and add a secret. Wow, maybe I do have a secret because it's like an organizational secret, right? I did set it up as an organizational secret. Yeah, man, look at that. Organizational secret. Woo, it might work. Bro. Oh my gosh. I am such... I'm about to brag. I'm such a genius, man. I had the foresight to set this secret up as an organizational secret. Now look at that. Isn't that wonderful? I have all this beautiful documentation. It's amazing. It's amazing. Yay. Beauteous. All right, let's do this. I don't want changes. Come on. Let's just merge it. Yeah. There we go. All right. Now I can just like use ChatGPT to make some nice descriptions for stuff and for the outputs and all that. I probably should get rid of result because maybe I should leave result. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Look at this. Like this one even has like a README, right? Check it out, right? Of course, I only have all. I should probably give it some good stuff. Yeah, so we're making a reference to that. I should probably change that. I don't like that. It should be just main. Oh, I'm in the wrong code base. Sorry, I'm not really monitoring chat. Okay, so I think we're good. I don't like how this is quotas. So maybe I call this resource providers or just main. Resource provider. Yeah, that's good. Because we're gonna span across the valid resource providers. And I'm just gonna refactor this. And we're gonna call this that, and we're gonna call this that. Just keeping it simple. I don't know, that makes sense to me. Index and the object. Now, the description. I should have a nice description for region. So let's throw that on there. For which to retrieve the quota. There we go. Sweet. Now, I should add a little paragraph at the beginning, right? So this is where ChatGPT comes in, right? Write a description for a module that is called all resource providers. That returns the quota for a given region, Azure region, for all supported Azure resource providers using the AZ API provider. Just, you know, something boilerplate. Oh, good Lord. That's all I need. I don't need, I mean, the rest of this kind of gets handled, right? That's stupid. That's stupid. No. I probably could have wrote that myself, like without, like the all resource providers module provides an easy way to retrieve code information for all supported Azure resource providers. Okay, that's nice. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, outputs. I should probably do this, right? Oh my God, do I have to do this? I have to do this, man. This sucks. This totally sucks. I mean, it's not that terrible, I guess. Not the worst. All names. Unavailable. Available. Now, do you guys, so you don't include the resource yeah, you do. No, not in the name. Ooh, so the name. See, these return the object structure, but the name, I think I'm going to have to group by the CRUD, the RP, right? How should I do this here? So let's look at this. Let's go back. So it helped me create the flatten. So I want to have the all resource providers module output the names of the available names, all names, available names, and unavailable names grouped for the quota items, grouped by resource provider. The module.quotas is a module that returns each of these as a list of names only, without the quota limit or the RP name. Yeah, so how am I even going to do that? Like, because this guy almost needs to output the RP as well, which is really annoying. Yeah, that guy has to. And a string that is the resource provider. Let's see what ChatGPT can do here. Yeah, that's pretty much what the module output would be like. Yep, that's what my quotas look like. So for RP in blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this looks good. It looks like a good starting point, right? So all names I'm gonna have. It's gonna be a map based on RP. So RP and now that I don't think is gonna work. Because I'm gonna have to no. I think you'll have to do a nested for expression using the local that I use to store the list of RPs. The first for expression should iterate across these and use the RP name as the key of the map, and then the value will be obtained by referencing the correct module.quotas using module.quotas quotes RP name from the first for expression. Yeah, so we're basically creating a nested for expression, which nested for expressions are hard. I don't think it did what I wanted. Oh, it did. It did. Yeah, okay, yeah. I guess it was easier than I thought. We don't have to actually do like a nested. This looks good to me. So we're doing that. We're doing that. That I don't know if that's right. It is right. Module quotas, the RP name. Yeah, this is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I'm just gonna snag the corresponding array. Now, if I wanted to like massage the data in that array, I could do that. Let me test my sample though. I want to go to all quotas for region. I want to go all quota. So what are we doing here? I want all names. That's what I want. It's just, oh God. Oh Lord. It's screwed up. All quota. Oh yeah, it's because I renamed it. All resource providers. My bad. Much better name. No symbolic references there, man. That is one thing that I miss from like a C# project. Like, so it's pissed off. Undeclared module. Oh yeah, I probably renamed the module name, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I sure did. Whoops. See, ChatGPT didn't know that. Don't blame ChatGPT. It tries real hard, but you know, the humans kind of have to point it in the right direction, man. Still pissed. Where is that coming from? Outputs? I thought I got all of you. Where in outputs? Module resource provider. Somebody hit me on LinkedIn. Kevin Evans. There we go. Cool. Yeah, man. Sounds good. Live streaming as we speak. All right. Resource provider. How many errors do I have? 3? 14, 17, and 20. Oh, man, I'm not like even reading ahead, dude. So dumb. Wait a tick. Wait a tick. Where would that be? Yeah. What's Kev saying? Kevin Evans from Code to Cloud says, hello, Flame. Check out his YouTube channel. He has entirely too much soybeans in his diet, though. Kevin. You know what I'm talking about, Kevin. My God, somebody in chat help me out. I'm totally drawing a blank. Just did. What? My brain is like fried. No module name quote. What? I'm not even in the right spot here. Like where? See this. I forgot where this is. What? Oh my lord, man! Did I update the wrong effing module? I did. Whoops. Wrong outputs, bro. Man, you are such a dumbass. I'm such a dumbass. Dumb diddly dumb. Dumb diddly dumb. I'm just gonna have to undo everything I've done in this file because it was the wrong the wrong flipping file. Yep, that's why they pay me the big bucks. Yeah, we good. Now I want to keep that. So I'm going to undo everything else. Yeah. And then I'm going to go back and add that in because I do want that. That's kind of clutch. Now you're pissed about that. Oh, and I can fix that now. Oh, yes, I can fix that now. Yes, I can. Right there. Right, diddly there. Diddly do all day. One more bug. Let's go. Why are you mad? Index. Module.resource. Oh, is valid resource providers a map? Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is. So, I guess we gotta do that. We gotta do that, right? Booyah! Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? The answer is yes. All right. Having a great time. Let's do this. What branch am I in? Should I just check it into main? Feature. What did I even do? Oh, just like refactored the examples, I guess. No, I did some major surgery on like the output. Oh, I added outputs. Added all RP outputs. Yeah, it's pretty. Add outputs to all RP module. There we go. Now, if I go to GitHub and I go create a pull request. I don't know if chat's coming through or not, but all right, let's go. Docs. I guess the docs would be updated with all those additional outputs. Yeah, I'll fill this in later. But I'm just happy that the docs are like auto generating now. This is pretty baller. So feeling good, feeling good. Probably should increment the version. Let's go do that. Git checkout main, git fetch all, git pull, git tag v1.1.1, git push origin tags. All right, there we go. We have done a little patch release. Let's go check it out on the provider module registry profile. Azure what did I just do? Azure Terraformer. And we got our quotas module with some docs on the site now. And there's my link to the REST API documentation. I have really bad descriptions. I'll go add those in a future release. Okay. But yeah, but like got this stuff going. So added a ton of features today. Holy Toledo. I added a new what did I do to the baby module? The baby module, I had to restructure the outputs into arrays because there were conflicts. I might not have to do that anymore. The Big Mama module, I created the Big Mama module. It didn't exist before. This thing will basically iterate across the baby module for all the supported RPs that like will publish quota that you can obtain your quota for. I did a bunch of testing for different RP types, and these are the only ones that I worked. Feel free to submit a pull request. Like if you find an RP that I missed that should be included here. Oh, I didn't fix the validation. That's bad. I need to bring that back. So in my locals, let me sync. I wish there was a way to like sync these arrays across projects, you know, but right now this is the best I got. I'm gonna have to increment the version again. So sad. Add validation to RP names. I think I'm on main. I just committed to main. Okay, we're gonna tag it again. We're gonna push tags, and we're gonna call it a day. So 1.1.2 got released. It's pretty cool. Maybe I should throw some of these examples up on. Oh yeah, we have a sample for, you know, all the quota. Yeah. So yeah, let me go throw this on LinkedIn since I'm already here. Got to generate some fancy code. Fancy code. What is that? Oh yeah, there it is. Boom. All right, so this is, I need to make it 1.2. Okay. And then so I've got one for the quota for just compute. And then this one is going to be the quota for all RPs within that region. Why is it not working? It's like really pissed. Wow, this is kind of wacky. All right, so I got 2 of these. Gonna go out to the Azure Terraformer page, see what everybody's talking about here. And there I am live. I'm gonna post these images on my live stream. So funny. So here we go. Let's start a post. Just updated the Azure Quota Module to support different resource types besides Azure Compute. Check it out. Can I add another image? Let me see if I can add 2 images because it's kind of annoying. I'd have to do 2. Oh yes, there we go. Wonderful. Also implemented a new module in the same repo that will return all quota across all supported resource providers for a given Azure region. Check it out. And I should probably throw a link to the GitHub repo too, right? Or the Terraform registry. Terraform registry, yeah. History in the making, folks. History in the making. There we go. Boom. Thanks to all that joined me on my live stream today, where I developed these modules. That'll do. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. All right, everybody. I'm signing off. Got a lot of work done. Answered a couple of questions. That was pretty fun. Was it Varun? No. That was it was Shazad. Shazad, look for that code review video that's coming up in a couple of weeks, where I go through multi-subscription VNet peering, submitted by Dan Kitch. Dan Kitch. Anyways, that's it for me. This is the Azure Terraformer signing off.